Hey my friends, welcome back. In today's video, I'm sharing 10 frugal self-care habits that I do in my day-to-day life that are either completely free or that actually end up saving me money in the long run. And with some of these, that can really add up to big savings over time. When you Google self-care, you will see spa treatments, expensive skincare products, gym clothes, green juices, just the whole wellness aesthetic. It focuses on what self-care looks like from the outside instead of on what it feels like from the inside. But in my opinion, real self-care doesn't have to cost a thing, and in some cases, it can even save you money. The self-care habits that I'm talking about today are things that I do that support my mental and physical well-being, but also align with a lifestyle that is simple, low cost, and low maintenance. And of course, it's okay to spend money on yourself sometimes too, but I think it's just important to realize that self-care doesn't have to come with a price tag or an expensive aesthetic, and that the most nourishing habits are often the most simple and accessible. So I have my cup of tea here. As always, feel free to grab something cozy for yourself to drink as well if you want, and let's begin. Before we dive into the first habit, a quick reminder that I'm running a special anniversary sale on all my digital products. So everything is 20% off for the rest of August to celebrate the channel's 8th birthday. So if you'd like to simplify your life, slow down a bit, or declutter your home, then this is the perfect time to check them out and get a discount. There's my decluttering ebook. This is a practical guide to help you tackle all areas of clutter in your home. There's In Love with Your Life, and this is my in-depth online Simplify Your Life course where I help you to simplify all the big aspects of your life, clear the chaos, and create more of what you love in 20 weeks. And there's Unhurried, which is my 30-day slow living program to help you prioritize self-care and feel more calm and present. You can pick one of them. You can also do more of them if you want. There's no overlap between the different products and they do work well together. Just use the discount code SUMMERSALE20 at checkout to get 20% off, and the sale will be until September 1st, so only about a week and a half to go. So feel free to check them out. I will leave details and links in the description box below. All right, let's get into the first habit. One of the biggest frugal self-care habits that has saved me so much money over the years is simply not paying for exercise. I don't have any gym memberships. I don't pay for fitness classes or subscriptions. And the last time I spent money on anything exercise related was many years ago, when I got my yoga mat, which is a very high quality yoga mat, which now that I think about it was actually a gift from my boyfriend for my birthday. So I didn't even spend my own money on that. And yeah, the mat is still going strong. I practice something that I've called intuitive exercising, which basically just means that I do whatever I feel like on any given day, whether that is going for a walk outside or doing some yoga on my mat or doing a dance workout or some kind of workout with weights that I already own. And keeping it fun and flexible and easy like this helps me to stay consistent. And honestly, the savings are huge because gym memberships that you have to pay for every month, or classes or fitness coach subscriptions, all of these things tend to get really pricey and they can really add up over time. But if your goal is just to move your body and to feel good basically, then all you kind of really need is your own body. There are so many amazing workout videos to find on YouTube. So for yoga, I basically always go to Yoga with Adriene. I've been doing that for like 10 years now. And for workouts, lately I've been using the channel Eleni Fit. Both are completely free and so motivating. Another big part of my movement routine and self-care routine is just going for a walk outdoors. I try to go in the mornings, usually 3-4 times a week. I go for a long walk, and not only is this great low impact exercise for your body, but just being in nature itself is its own form of self-care. There is actually a word for that deep connection that humans feel with nature, and that is called biophilia. Studies have shown that spending time in natural spaces can reduce stress, improve mood, lower blood pressure, and even enhance cognitive function. So just being around trees and the water and the fresh air helps me feel more grounded, more calm, and at peace. I do get that for some people, going to the gym or having a coach or having a workout buddy to go to the gym with helps them to keep motivated. And if that is you, then I think that is a great investment. And of course, if you like a sport that requires some kind of equipment or facility, like maybe swimming or bouldering or tennis or something, then it makes sense, to go there and to pay for it. Unless you have a tennis court in your backyard, I guess, but I don't think that you're watching a frugal habits video in that case. But for me, the beauty of movement is in its simplicity, because you really only need your own body for it, and moving it in ways that feels good, in spaces that nourish you, like your own living room or a quiet walk in the park. It's not just frugal, it's deeply restorative. Green tea has been a part of my self-care routine for years now, and it really is self-care in two ways. First, it's about the experience. I love just taking some time to make myself a nice sencha or a matcha. I take a break from whatever it is that I'm doing. I slow down a bit, and I just focus on making something nice for myself with care and attention. The act of going the extra mile for yourself, even if it's just making a simple drink, but using maybe your beautiful teacup or something, it is just a really nice form of self-care. It's mindfulness, single tasking, self-love, all in one. And of course, there is the health side, because green tea and matcha are full of antioxidants, which are linked to a wide range of health benefits. Studies have shown that regular green tea consumption can support heart health, improve brain function, help with focus and calm, and even support metabolic health. So it's one of those small nourishing habits that really adds up over time. But matcha especially is not cheap, especially when you buy it at a cafe. This is the matcha that I'm currently using. It's from EBOOK. I always get my green tea from them. And sometimes I order them on a sponsored video, but this is not sponsored. I ordered this myself. And this is 40 grams of beautiful, high quality matcha. I paid 20 euros for it, and I used 2 grams of matcha per drink. So that comes down to 1 euro per drink. And 1 euro per drink is still a little pricey, of course, but when you compare that to when you get a matcha at a cafe, those usually, at least here in the Netherlands, go for like 5-6 euros per matcha, then this is so much cheaper. And not only that, I feel like the matcha that they use in cafes oftentimes is lower quality. It's more bitter or dull in flavor. So not only is making your own matcha at home cheaper, way cheaper, but oftentimes it's also better quality, both in taste and in the health benefits. And this habit is helping me to save so much money, because every time when I'm out and I see someone walking by with a matcha to go, because matchas are everywhere now, I don't buy it at the cafe. Instead, I just wait until I'm at home and I make one for myself. And I save, 4 or 5 euros every time I do that. I've been drinking matcha since before it was cool, so it's just this lovely ritual that feels special. It supports your well-being and even your health. And if you make it at home, then you're saving serious money, especially if you are a regular matcha drinker. Recently, I made the decision to semi-quit alcohol, and I say semi-quit because it's not like a hard never again kind of rule for me, but I stopped drinking casually, so only on exception if I'm with friends and we want to celebrate, or I'm traveling and they have like this unique local drink that I want to try there, but not like casually on the couch on a Tuesday evening watching a movie kind of deal. I've never really been a big drinker, but recently I really don't like how alcohol makes me feel anymore. Even having just one drink makes me feel off the next day, just tired, unmotivated, a little queasy. And recently I've really noticed also that alcohol tends to make my anxiety much worse, which is obviously not what I want. I still enjoy the taste of like a nice beer or a good scotch or something, but honestly, it's just not worth it to me anymore most of the time. And of course, there is the financial aspect of this as well, because alcohol is getting really expensive. Even just getting like a specialty beer at the supermarket now costs like 3-4 euros. And obviously when you go out, it's much more. Cutting back on this has just been a really easy way for me to save money without feeling like I'm missing out on something. And even if I want to replace it with like a fancy soda or an herbal tonic or something like that, which I typically don't do, but maybe sometimes I will get some of that, it is still so much cheaper and I won't have that blah feeling the next day. I actually had a drink again a few weeks ago just to see how I felt, and it really affirmed for me all the things that I was thinking. I experienced all the same side effects, and basically I just felt like, yeah, I'm good without this. So for me, semi-quitting alcohol has been a self-care choice that supports my mental health, my energy levels, and my wallet. And I don't feel restricted by it. I actually feel better. One of the most powerful forms of self-care for me has been learning to feel comfortable and confident in my own body, just as it is. And it has been a process for sure. But self-acceptance here has changed so much in how I show up for myself. In my opinion, this is where real self-care starts. It's not just about feeling good, but also in realizing that you are 100% good enough just as you are, and you don't have to change or fix anything. And when you feel that, something amazing happens. You become way less influenced by advertising. So when you are grounded in self-worth, you just become less influenced by messages that tell you that you need to buy something to be better or more beautiful or cover something up or to be more worthy, because you already know that you are all of those things. And this shift has helped me to save so much money, because I no longer feel like I need to buy expensive hair care products, expensive skincare products, or get expensive treatments done. And sometimes I might still choose to buy something like that for myself, but it's a choice, it's an option. It's not something that I feel like I need to continually buy and keep up with. And that is a huge self-care win by itself, just feeling at peace with who you already are, even if you're not perfect, and just spending less as a natural result of that. If you want to start this process, try speaking to yourself in a way that you would speak to a friend, with patience, kindness, compassion. You don't have to love everything about yourself. That's not the point. You are imperfect, and that's fine. So just notice when you're being hard on yourself and gently shift the tone. Growing up, my mom would cook for us every single day. We didn't have the money to eat out. That was something that we did once a year. And looking back on it, I am so grateful that she did that, because it taught me that cooking for yourself at home is just a part of normal life. It's a habit that I've carried with me into my adult life, and for me, cooking from scratch is both a self-care thing as well as a really effective money saver. But I do want to say that it does not have to be complicated. A lot of the food and cooking related content that I see online, it looks amazing and it's mouth-wateringly beautiful, but it also tends to trigger my inner perfectionist, and I feel like I need to eat way better than I am, and I need to like batch cook and prepare and do all these complicated things. But real life cooking doesn't have to look like that, and for me it's just about making something that is simple and nourishing. I do try to double cook when I can, like make double batches so that I can just heat up the leftovers the next day. But it's just about like small, simple routines that fit easily into your daily life. And since I'm vegan and I don't live in any of the bigger cities here in the Netherlands, there are hardly any good vegan takeout options for me available. And on the one hand, that's kind of sad. But on the other hand, I'm kind of glad about it, because it removes the temptation for me to order expensive takeout that oftentimes isn't even that healthy or satisfying. I do have a recent video for patrons and YouTube members about my favorite go-to meals, and I show the recipes and how I make these meals. So the links are in the description if you want to check that out. I used to get my nails done regularly, but for the last couple of years, I've been doing them myself at home, and that saves a lot of money, but also so much time, because I don't have to go in to my appointment every 3 weeks and sit through it or schedule around it. And this fits into a bigger shift that I've made towards a more low maintenance beauty routine. So I stopped dyeing my hair. I don't get lash extensions or skincare treatments or any of that stuff, and honestly I don't miss any of it. If those kinds of things bring you joy, then yes, they could absolutely be worth the splurge. But for me, they felt more so tiring than enjoyable, so letting go of them has been so freeing, both for my time and my wallet. Now the only things that I still get done are a haircut every 4 months and a pedicure every 2 months. Those things are still worth it for me, although I would kind of love how to learn to cut my own hair, so kind of working up the courage for that one. This simpler approach to beauty has been its own kind of self-care. I'm just taking care of myself in a way that feels nice, without the pressure or the cost or the huge time investments. So for me right now, the simpler the better. Meditation and mindfulness have been a grounding part in my self-care routine for years, and the best part is that they are completely free. As much as they like to tell us otherwise, you don't need an app or a subscription or a fancy cushion or fancy products or a fancy sound bath thing. If you enjoy those things, that is fine, but at its core, mindfulness is incredibly simple and you already have everything you need. You need your body, your breath, and a few quiet moments. If you want, you can easily find a free guided meditation video on YouTube, or just set an alarm on your phone and sit quietly with your eyes closed for a few minutes, focusing on your breath. And that's it. You're meditating. I also really recommend trying something which is called a somatic pause. And this is just taking a break from whatever it is that you're doing and checking in with yourself gently, just asking yourself, okay, how is my body feeling right now? This is especially helpful if you're feeling overwhelmed or stuck in your head. It's just about creating a little moment to shift your awareness from your thinking mind down into your body, which can reduce stress and help you feel more calm. So for example, for me, I might do a somatic pause and just notice that I'm kind of clenching my fists, which I notice I do quite a lot actually, or I keep my thumb kind of like this. Kind of weird, but this is what I do subconsciously. So I just check in, I relax my hands, I relax my body a bit, and it shifts the way that I feel almost instantly. Or maybe it's something simple, like maybe you need to pee and you've been holding it up, or you need a drink and you're thirsty, or you need to eat something, or you need to take a break or a little stretch. Whatever it is, this helps you to first notice and then take action whenever you can. And of course, you can spend money on a nice meditation cushion or an app or whatever it is. And if that helps you, then that is probably worth it. But don't let anyone tell you that you need those things in order to get started, because you already have everything you need with just your brain and your breath and your body. And while meditation can seem super simple, it's actually backed by some really powerful science. And a regular mindfulness practice has been shown to reduce anxiety, improve sleep, increase focus and emotional regulation, and even support our immune system. Just a few minutes a day can make a big difference over time. No subscription required. Caring for my plants is also one of my favorite forms of self-care. Studies have shown that tending to houseplants can reduce stress, improve mood, and even lower blood pressure. So having some greenery around can help you to feel calmer and more grounded, and it's just a simple way of bringing nature inside. I used to buy fresh flowers for myself sometimes as a way to kind of treat myself, but I've mostly stopped that because flowers are beautiful, but they're also really expensive, usually like 15, 20 euros for a bouquet that lasts 1 week. And their environmental impact often isn't great either, especially if they're flown in. So instead of buying flowers, I started buying plants. For the price of 1 bouquet, I could easily buy 2 plants that last years and years. And these are also things that keep giving because I've also started propagating them. I now have 2 devil's ivy plants that I grew from cuttings, and I'm also working on a little pachira tree from my original one. It's free, it's fun, and it feels surprisingly rewarding. I have to say I'm not the most skilled plant parent, but I do manage to keep most of them alive. And if someone buys me flowers for whatever occasion, I still love them. But typically I won't buy them for myself anymore. I think plants just make a lot more sense, both in terms of self-care and the effect that they have on me, as well as the wallet factor. One of the simplest self-care habits I've built into my life is the fact that I just mostly drink water. So I'll have tea throughout the day and occasionally a coffee, but most of the time I just drink water. No juices, no sodas, no fancy drinks. It's better for my health, it's better for my energy levels, and it's better for my budget too. Here in the Netherlands, we are very lucky in the fact that we have very clean and safe drinking water from the tap. So I never buy bottled water, I just fill my glass from the tap and that's it. If you live somewhere else, of course, it might be better to have a water filter installed or some kind of pitcher with a filter. That could probably be a good one-time investment. From a health perspective, drinking water supports nearly every system in our body. It promotes our digestion, it helps prevent headaches, it improves our focus and our mood and even our skin. So having just water, normal water, as your standard drink, as opposed to things like sodas and juices and other kinds of things, isn't just frugal, it's also just a good way to take care of your health. Basically, wherever I am, whatever I'm doing, I always have a glass of water next to me or a reusable bottle with water in my bag. Even now, as I'm filming, I have my water next to me and I'm drinking it. This habit might sound basic, but it makes a huge difference. It's easy, it's accessible, it takes care of your health, and it saves quite a bit of money. There's this idea that self-care or doing something fun for yourself always should involve going out and spending money, either getting lunch or booking a show or an activity or going to a museum, whatever it is. And sometimes that is exactly what I need. But lately, I've really been trying to slow down and feel out what I really need on a self-care day instead of immediately giving into that pressure of going out and doing something special, or just doing what was kind of my habit to go to a cafe, have some coffees and some teas there and read my book. Because honestly, there have been times when I pushed myself to go out only to come home feeling even more tired than I was before and with less money in my bank account. Sometimes I do need to push myself to go out, but other times what I really need is just to stay in and take a nap or read a book or do some yoga or do something else that is really chill. And not only is that kind of self-care free, it often ends up with me feeling more refreshed and grounded. Letting go of the idea that a quiet day at home isn't good enough has been a very gentle but powerful shift for me, and it has really made a difference. It's just about listening to yourself and what you need and try to give yourself that. And of course, if I do feel like I'm going out, then I go. That is part of self-care too. And because I have simplified my life and I'm being frugal about things that really don't matter to me so much, I save money so that I have that available for those times when I do want to go out and do some kind of activity that costs money, and I can actually enjoy it and be present for it without stressing over the cost. So before ending the video, I want to invite you to take a minute and think of 2 things that you learned from this video that you would like to start implementing into your life today. So things that you would actually like to start doing to make sure that you're not just getting inspired, but that you're actually taking action and implementing these things in a practical way and getting the benefit from them. And of course, if you want to, I would love it if you could share your 2 things in the comment section down below, because I love reading those. And a quick reminder about my anniversary sale. Everything is 20% off for the rest of August until September 1st. And all the details are in the description box. Also, a huge thank you to my patrons and my channel members, because you are really helping me to keep this channel going and to keep making these free videos for everyone here on YouTube. So if you want to help as well and also get access to 2 exclusive videos from me every month with a huge backlog of videos that are already on, then you can decide if you want to do that on Patreon or here on YouTube as a channel member. They are the same 2 tiers, the same videos, so you can decide for yourself. And all the links are in the description box as always. As always, questions, comments, conversations down below. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you all again soon. Bye-bye. I actually already tried filming this video a few days ago, but we were still having a heat wave back then, and I was so sweaty and I was so miserable. So I tried filming for like 30 minutes and then I was like, no, I need to put the camera away and try again in a few days, because this is not going well.